All right, so I'm going to be doing some machine learning operations projects, and the idea is just to work on anything related to machine learning operations and play around with stuff. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, get right into it. And so the one that I'm kind of interested in, I've heard a little bit about, is this Bento Unified Model Serving Framework. Don't know a ton about it, but it sounds kind of interesting to look into a little bit. So I'll put this in front and center here. So again, first time looking at this, it says it makes ML powered production services that are ready to deploy and scale, blah, 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 blah. So here's the main concepts: preparing model services using runners, tutorial. So we let's try this tutorial here. I guess that would be a good one to. So this takes 10 minutes. Sure, let's go for it. So I'm gonna go to the GitHub repo here where I have this MLOps template, and I'm going to just use something I've already got set up here, and we'll work on it out of this template. And I'll put some notes here around this particular recipe. All right, so we got README here, and I'll put, so this was something I was doing yesterday, and we can do, how about try out Bento? Let's try that out. We can say tutorial. All right, so we got this tutorial for Bento, and I'm just going to double check that GPUs are active. If I do Python, actually, I'm going to add this to the make file since I probably do it so much. I'm going to say check GPU. There we go. And I mean, that's pretty cool that it gives me a suggestion like that. But I'm going to say Python utils verify PyTorch. Verify PyTorch GPU. No, PyTorch. Because this one will tell me whether the GPU is active. I don't know if I even need it, but figured I'd just do this. So we'll say make check GPU. So kind of nice. CUDA's not available. Well, I don't think I need it anyway, but let's go ahead and do git add, git status, git add make file, add adding make command. Okay, we can continue to the tutorial here. And it says, in this tutorial, we're going to focus on online model serving with Bento using a model trained with scikit-learn and the iris dataset. By the end of the tutorial, you'll have Bento that can be served out easily using HTTP requests and a Docker container image for deployment. So open the tutorial notebook side by side with this. You can simply run the sample code from the notebook because Google Colab does not support Docker. Okay, well, let's try this. Let's try their Docker tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this and paste that in. I guess I could even put the steps in here too. There we go. See what happens. Able to find the image, it's going to download it. Pretty fast. So I do like the idea of what they're doing here. I think a lot of vendors should do this, which is give people one-liner Docker commands to demonstrate how their product works. And whoa, that was easy. So it's I guess it's running a notebook. So if we launch the notebook in the browser, let's, I don't know why that's not working. Oh, maybe we have to do this to access it. To access, open this file on a browser. Let's do that. Maybe, no, this should work. Let's see if that works. Let's do that. Well, let's figure out how to do. Let's see, code or GitHub code spaces. Code spaces. Oh, I know how to fix this. If I go to Jupyter here, I'm pretty sure I can just go to Jupyter. Then no. We go to open Jupyter or Jupyter, import Jupyter Notebook. How about that? What does that do? No. Or do I just, can I run Jupyter extension here? There's a way to do this. I just have to Google it. So how to use Jupyter Notebook server with GitHub code spaces. Let's see what it says. Go to GitHub Jupyter, blah, 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 blah. Build. So we do opening code space in Jupyter Lab. So you can open code space in opening an existing code space. Rebuild the container. There has to be. Yeah, this is interesting. I don't, there's a way, I've done it before. It's escaping me. I guess what I could try is to hover over this. What happens if I hover over it? Still having issues. If I kill it, it'll launch it again. Yeah, why is it not? Your application is running on port 3000, is available. Running on port 3000. This is only running on port 888. Let's try to kill it one more time. Let's go again. See all forwarded ports. If we look at this, we want that one. That's, so I think it was trying to connect to the wrong one, maybe. Let's see if I double click this, what happens. What does this do? Open in browser, copy local address, preview in editor. That didn't work. Open in browser, does that work? Oh, there we go. So that did work. So you got to go to open in browser. And then I got to grab one of these tokens and throw the token in there. There we go. Well, that was complicated, but got it working. Okay, so we got this thing cooking on Bento. So at least I got that figured out. And then download the source code for the tutorial. Well, we actually don't need that right now. Install all the dependencies for the tutorial. So let's see here. If you have Docker, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, we don't need to do anything because, in fact, I can verify this by just trying to import Bento ML. So if I go to this here, this notebook, oh, I see. They're going to install the requirements right out of GitHub. Okay, let's try it out. So pip install, and what is, it's bombed out. Not trusted. Trust. Kernel. Restart and run all. Yeah, for whatever reason, this thing is not happy. Kernel error. Kernel not found. Change kernel. Yeah, well, this particular approach doesn't appear to work well, so I'm not going to use Docker then. So let's, for whatever reason, I can't get it to work with. There is a way to do this, and I just don't remember how to do it. So what I'll do instead is I'm gonna follow what they say, which is I'm going to git clone this and then cd into it. Now it is a little annoying because I'm already in a Git repo, but it is what it is. Let's try that. Well, that's annoying as well that their documentation is incorrect because git clone. So that didn't work. Or we can just download the example. So, and what's the example? It is Bento ML examples here. Bento ML. Oh, examples. And then what is the one we're downloading? We're downloading, oh, Quick Start. So Quick Start. Okay, this is the one we care about. All right, so I'm going to a little tricky because I have to actually download the entire zip, which I guess is not that big of a deal. But I'm going to go here and I'm gonna uncompress this thing, and I'm just going to copy an example into my repo here. So I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to say like examples. How about that? Examples. I'll cd into examples, and then we'll just put this in there, and we'll say examples, quick start. There we go. So I'm going to throw that right there, quick start. Okay, so if I then look back to the tutorial, well, first of all, the installation is going to have some new requirements, which are these scikit-learn pandas. I guess that's the one thing I don't have installed yet. So why don't we install that? So let's go here, so we'll pip install these real quick. Here we go. The only one that's not installed is probably Bento. All right, next up, we got Bento provides gRPC support, which you can do with HTTP. No, I don't care about that. Okay, so begin Bento ML. You need to save your train models with the ML API in its model store, local directory managed by Bento. And so we see that. This model is then saved under Iris CLF with an automatically generated version. The name and version pair can be used for retrieving the model back into memory. All right, so if I go back here and I look at this file, Bento. I don't see it anywhere. Train. guess I see train. Is that it? So let's see here. We got import logging from scikit-learn, import bento, load the training data, train it, and then save the model locally. And then what does this do? Services. All right. So I think I could just run this service. No, I'm sorry, train, and this will just save a model. So let's try that out. So if I just do that, if I just say Python bento, Python train, Python, where's this? Oh, there you go. So this is not very complicated. There you go, model saved right here. And it's going to save it in some special directory somewhere. Okay. The model is then saved under Iris CLF with an automatic version. So then to load it back into memory for testing, that looks okay. So that makes sense to me. The Bento ML scikit-learn save model is built into scikit-learn framework. It uses native saved formats. And now to create a service, these are core components. So we have NumPy, Bento, NumPy array. We create this service, and then we have this thing. So I'm assuming this is some kind of like microservice type framework. We can now run it. So you say bento serve reload. Okay, let's try that out. So we'll go here, bento serve load. Well, looks pretty easy to do. Your applications on port 3000. What does that do? Oh, there we go. That's kind of cool. So we got a built-in Swagger doc, which is actually interesting here. And then we have infrastructure and service APIs. I like it so far. So here's our health check endpoint. We try this thing out. That looks cool. And then we've got now the Z there. Hopefully that's not being cutesy. Like that seems weird. But let's try out the metrics. So we see a bunch of metrics here. Yeah, very interesting. And we've got this is the heavy lifting endpoint here, which is the post for classify. Oh, okay. So it's already got an example value. If we try that out and we execute it, we get this response. So yeah, pretty cool. I mean, definitely interesting. I mean, this saves a lot of work for especially for like scikit-learn type models. So far, I like it. So to make a request, well, you just go to the browser and you do it, and you try it out right there. Or you can also do requests as well by using Python. I guess I could copy this. Let's make a new terminal. Let's go to examples. Let's go to quick start. Start here. Let's just say like query here. Throw that in there. So we have requests. If we run query, we can do results. And then we can say print result. How about that? There we go. Oh, interesting. And so we got this one. And then you can obviously curl as well. So if we want to curl, and we'll just patch query.sh, we can just throw that into a shell script and bash query. SH. Huh, pretty cool. Yeah, definitely. It's an interesting little service here. So put this over here. So what else can we do? Use models in service. So in this example, the bento.scikit-learn creates a reference to the saved model and creates a runner instance from the model. Yeah, I like this. It's very simple and intuitive. Service API IO descriptors. This decorator adds a function to basically just, it's like a framework specifically for machine learning. So once the service definition is finalized, we can build a model and service into a bento. Bento is distributed format for the service. To build a bento, first create a bento file in your project. Same as argument passed to bento service. I see. So you define this this YAML file for your project. Weird. So then bento provides a lot of build options. Okay, let's try it out. So let's take a look at this. Go to this. So here's that stuff. So if I say bento build, locking PyPy package versions using legacy resolver, this is definitely weird, but okay. Okay. And then I see. And then you can serve this thing into production. So let's try that. So did I stop the other one? Yeah, so I'm gonna Arbiter is already running command. Weird. But let's go here. Let's paste this in. Bento serve. So environment for worker. So I guess it's communicating with Kubernetes. And then if we run it, we see it again, right? So it's being deployed. What else can we do? Oh, so you can also generate a Docker image. A Docker image can be automatically generated from a bento production deployment. Interesting. I like this concept. Okay. And so if we do that, bento containerize iris classifier, it's going to automatically throw it into a container, which is definitely interesting. I guess while that's building, let's see what it's going to say. So it says you'll need to install Docker for Max. This creates that has bento and all the dependencies. I see. And then you could just run it as a container. So this is nice. The fact that it automatically containerizes a model, that is definitely pretty slick because it means that I can now push it to like AWS, for example, and it would be not that hard. All right, so the container's there. So if we go here and we say Docker image ls, see that the one that's built would be this one, iris classifier, which is that one right there. So not bad. And look, the size is not horrible. It could be better, but it's not horrible. And then to deploy it, what would you do? Oh, I see. So it says basically bento CTL fast deployment. Learn about different deployments. Yeah, let's check this out. So where can you go? So you containerize it, deploy with this. Yati, I don't know what that is. Deploy to Kubernetes. So it's some kind of deploy tool, and you can deploy with kubectl. Okay, so supported cloud platforms. Well, that's interesting. So you could deploy this to Lambda. So let's check this out. It's a CLI tool for deploying your model to any cloud. And so you install the Lambda operator. You do this. Oh, operator, template, Terraform, initialize it. Interesting concept to play around with here. And then we've also got, so that's a model deployment at scale on Kubernetes. And again, if we keep going here, we can take a look at other things you can do. So yeah, definitely seems interesting to play around with this bento. I'll definitely probably check this out a little bit more. Why are we building it? Yeah, that's a good question. So model building, blah 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 blah. So how do they make money? That's always the question. Is let's go to Bento ML. Are they going to go away tomorrow, or are they around? I don't know. So Bento. So Bento. Get started. An open platform. Try it out. Contacts. Just an email. Yeah, I don't know enough about this company. Bento Cloud. What's this thing? So get it. What does this do? Due to overwhelming response. Okay. So this is some kind of trial company, but they look like they have some interesting products here to play around with. There's no info though. There's very little. There's very little information about this company. I don't know who gave them money or how they make money or whatever, but it looks like there's some interesting stuff to play around with. So I would say mission accomplished. I got something done for today. I'm gonna go here, take it status, add this, hit commit, adding Bento example. All right. Well, I'll be back in a couple weeks to continue more MLOps projects.